Yo, my peoples, I'm Amy.E and welcome to the 50th episode of EasyCast. Today, we bring an author and illustrator of a manga called Tomahawk Angel, and you can buy his mangas online on Amazon, and he's popular on Instagram, has amazing art. Thank you very much for joining us, Mangaka Ody. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Of course,
All
man.
good, all
Of course,
good.
man. It's been anticipated for a while.
Yeah,
You know?
we were supposed to do this a while ago, but you've been so
Yeah.
busy with you've been going to Comic Cons and whatnot, and we'll get to that in a second. But for
Mhm.
people that don't know you at the moment, how would you describe yourself and what you do? And explain a bit about yourself.
So I'm just a regular guy. I'm the creator of Tomahawk Angel, and it's been a lifelong dream for me to become a manga artist, and I've been chasing that since high school. And now
Wow.
it's finally happened, so I'm really glad about that.
That's
it's
so good,
Yeah.
man.
No, it's good to see like such
It-
a big following like of people that are supporting what you do. And wanting to see, especially like. Then again, like you have amazing artwork, so you can't blame
Yeah.
them for
Oh,
liking it.
thanks so much.
Yeah, I was like, it's just good to see something like that be supported, especially from someone that isn't actually like from Japan.
That's what exactly
Yeah,
what I
like a
was gonna say.
non-Japanese
Yeah.
person. I found that really
Mhm.
interesting, which is
Mhm.
another
Yeah.
reason why I really wanted you to come on.
Yeah.
So I just found that really cool, and I'm very surprised that people supported the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the support has been incredible, really. I didn't expect it, to be honest. It's been beyond my expectations. But recently it doesn't really matter if where you're from. It just if you do good work and people like what you do, it's anyone can make it,
Yeah, I
Exactly.
hear that. For
I
real,
like.
you know?
I got a question. Like, so for people that are saying to you specifically, "Oh, this is not a manga because you're not Japanese," blah 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 blah. Like, what has your response been to that? Because I like, in my opinion, I believe it's not like that. It's the art style, and it's
Yeah, it's not.
yeah.
It's not like just depends on who you are. No, it
Yeah.
could be for anyone.
Yeah,
But yeah, go on.
yeah, exactly. It's a recipe. I usually say, well, anyone can make pizza. You don't have to be Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty much it. Another
Yeah,
analogy is you don't have to be Japanese to make sushi, and anyone can make it.
That's true.
That's
You
also
just
true.
you
That's
just
true.
draw it if you know how to make
Yeah,
it.
that's sick.
Anyone can do art.
Yeah.
It's just a different style.
And if you do it well, like Odie, then hopefully
Hey.
you make it.
hey, you make it like that, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick, man. And
Thank
for
you.
like,
I'm
how
on
long
track.
does it usually take? How long does it usually take for one page to be done?
That was one of my questions.
It varies really. For example, yesterday I did a page. I was trying to be fast, so because I was a bit out of it. So it took me about 1 hour to make one page.
Wow.
But
That's it.
sometimes it takes like a crazy amount of time, depending on what you're trying to draw. So
Yeah.
I'd say the most amount of time I spend on a page is about 8 hours.
Wow.
Whoa. Then again, even that is like for the type of artwork that he does, that's like still crazy, I reckon.
It's
Like
sick,
that's not even
yeah.
that like that's not even too long. The fact that you had like 1 hour like pages or 2 hour pages is still crazy to me. Cause I was reading it all yesterday
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking, damn, like how much went into this beforehand? Cause like it must have been crazy. Like I did have a question. I was gonna say, how long did like the planning stage take before you actually went into drawing it yourself? Like how long went into like all the previous stuff?
So there's been a period where I consider it to be training, practicing, for my big series. Should I call it? So I've drawn about 6 or 7 one shots. And after that, I got into Tomahawk Angel. So I've had quite a lot of practice. Of course, when I first started drawing manga, I thought that it was gonna be an instant success, but there have been many failures in between. And Tomahawk Angel was just the one that stuck.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
That's sick. Like, so, the previous stories that you've done, the one shots that you call it, Would you ever go back into them again after, like, now, considering that your artwork is better and it's more of a chance for it to be like serialized, or do you think that was it?
Not really. Some of them got like prizes, like finalist. One of them got
Oh, wow.
even first place. And when you get
Sick.
like a prize like that, you get comments from the judges who are famous manga artists, and all of
Wow.
them had some type of flaw, which I later had the chance to improve upon. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I would go back to them. It's sometimes the idea was fundamentally flawed. It's I was
Mm.
um, sometimes it was not very original. Sometimes the characters were not great. So I took all that and tried to improve, and now we have Tomahawk Angel.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's
nah,
amazing. It's
that's crazy, man. Like, if I'm correct, you've released two books now, right? For
two
like
volumes,
two
yeah.
volumes, right?
Yeah. It's Tomahawk Angel Volume 1 and Tomahawk Angel Volume 2. You mentioned that you can get them on Amazon. Today I saw that Volume 1 is not available anymore because
Oh,
it sold
really?
out. Yeah.
Oh,
No
well, that's a good.
way!
It's a good
Yeah,
Congrats,
thing.
yeah.
man.
It's
Congrats.
good.
That's
It's
so
good.
sick.
It's not a bad thing.
Thank
Don't
you,
worry.
guys.
No,
No
but
problem.
people can
So,
still
yeah.
like buy it to read online, though, right?
On Dark Horse Comics, I believe.
Yeah, it will restock soon, I'm guessing. But yeah, right now it's only available on Kindle, but I wouldn't get Kindle. I would wait
Damn.
for the physical thing.
Yeah,
That's so
cool.
awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Sold
sick.
out. Sold out's
Oh, that's
crazy, man.
sick.
That's so sick.
So
Thank,
for your
thank you.
art, was it from like how long ago would you say have you started? Did you start from when you were a kid, just always drawing art? And obviously, there's a lot of people, because even for me, when I wanted to start trying to draw, some people think that, oh, you're talented or you're born with it. But considering, like, I've seen so many of your videos talking about, like, your reels showing, the before and after and where you came from. Like, how much time did you put into artwork trying to perfect it to get to the stage that you're at right now? And was that like starting from when you were a kid, or how did that begin?
So I started when I was about 4 years old. I was always into art, so you can say that my brain developed having art in as the main focus. So
Yeah.
it really helps when you start from a young age, because it's not impossible to achieve big things if you never been into art. But if you start from a young age, you have a natural inclination to improve faster. So that
Mm.
helps. But if you stress yourself and practice like crazy, your brain will start to realize that art is something that you're depending on. So you will start improving really fast if you push yourself and you experience, um, getting tired, stress, as I mentioned. But yeah, I started from a young age, and that really, really helped. Start with sketches and stuff like that. Manga is something very recent to me, relatively. It was the past 6 years or 7 that I started doing this. So before that, I was just drawing, like any other kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, that's
Damn.
cool.
Did you do any other art styles with story other than like manga before you got into it?
Painting, oil paints, acrylics was really what I was doing, and just sketching
Yeah.
on paper. That's pretty much it. I wish I had the painting I did for Valerie, but it's in the living room. Yeah,
That's
mostly
okay.
paintings. Um,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey, for those who don't know, by the way, Valerie is the main
The main
character of
character, yeah.
of Tomahawk Angel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
once
yeah.
again, it's a sick book. Please read it.
Yeah.
I was reading it all yesterday. It's just so sick, man. I like the way the story's already like got like mystery to it, and you like I love how it completely brushes over the fact that there was mystery, and you start to forget it. but I feel like all of that's gonna come back later.
There's a lot of world building, which
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
cool. And I actually had a question about like world building, and I've asked you kind of before, and you gave me a really interesting answer, which I wasn't expecting. When it comes to like your dialogue or planning for a chapter, you were explaining that when you do it, you kind of go off like by what's it called, intuition. Like you just draw it how you see it when it comes to it. Is there really like is there not much planning before you do it, and you just kind of go off however you feel at the time, or what is the process for creating a page and progressing the story?
So it's really strange the way I do it because I don't really script. Actually, I don't script at all. I just have a scene in my mind, and it might not be very relevant at the time. Like, I just think of a scene, okay, like how it's in movies. And I draw it, and then I add the dialogue, and then I try to connect it to what will happen later. So it's like getting random pieces of puzzle and then trying to figure out how they stick all together later. So I basically save a lot of time by doing this. I don't really stay like for for an hour planning what I'm gonna draw. It's like I'm just thinking it in my head, and then I go and draw it, and then I add the dialogue, and then I think of the next thing. It's like a train of thought. There is no
Yeah,
plans
yeah.
at all, and that allows me to change things if I want at the last minute.
Having said that, do you? Oh, I'm guessing you still have like multiple main plot points you want to reach by a certain time, or is it all intuition?
Yeah, there is definitely a goal that a point that I want to reach, as you said, in the story, but that might change. It's always fluid, should I say? So I'm trying to get to that point, but if I think of something better midway through, I'm gonna definitely go for that. There's no restrictions.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to an anime like Attack on Titan, I'm assuming you've watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to like that, like the person who made it, I'm guessing obviously has planned like a lot of stuff beforehand. Do you think like for other people who do it the same way as you do, you can like achieve a story like as good as that, even without the previous like too much over like all that thinking beforehand?
I think you can go even crazier if you do it the way I do it. You have
Really?
to be
That's
careful
nice.
though, because it's very easy to create plot holes and mess things up if you're not careful. But
Yeah.
if you are careful and let yourself come up with new ideas as you go, you can think of some
Yeah.
really crazy stuff, which is happening right now with Tomahawk Angel, and I'm blowing my own mind away with some things that I'm coming up with. And yeah, it's gonna be, the story is gonna be crazy as things progress.
Can't wait.
Yeah, no,
We're
hopefully.
gonna have to get the second issue before it goes out. Sold
Hopefully,
out.
we gotta get it before it gets sold out on Amazon. Yeah.
Actually,
That's
everyone's got to get it. The viewers got to get it for real.
It's very unpredictable. I guess it's the best word to describe it. It's gonna be very unpredictable.
Okay, that's interesting because yeah, I was saying like if it's something that's a good point because not a lot of people feel like I was saying if there's a lot of plot holes and whatnot that can cause problems, but because you do it, you're still thinking about what could happen and you fix it as it's going. It's really smart. Also, do you ever have you ever come to the point of forgetting about a character or something that's happened previously? Because sometimes I feel like if I'm watching something and there's something that happens and then there's a new character that like let's say pops in and then 2 episodes later they come back and I'm like, oh, I forgot that he existed. Has that ever happened to one of your scenes that you've created and you've forgotten that, oh, that's actually happened, I gotta put it back in or like talk about it again?
Well, sometimes you show something, and if it's not very relevant to what you will create later, you kind of don't show it again until a later point. That has happened with a couple of characters. I haven't really used them, but they're not very important. I do not forget things. I just see that I don't need them. So
Mm.
I just use only the most essential things for the plot, and I just leave everything else in the reserves, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just getting straight to the point, basically. You know.
Yeah. Do you have any like what's it called, inspirations behind Tomahawk Angel? Like I don't know, like for me it kind of reminds me of Alita Battle Angel. I'm probably you've probably seen that maybe. Or are there any
Sure.
mangakas or animes that inspire you to do Tomahawk Angel?
So about Alita Battle Angel, I have seen the movie, I have not read the manga, and I have not
Yeah.
studied the manga actually. Um, the name is kind of coincidental. I named Tomahawk Angel from a Smosh song about Assassin's Creed, so it's very random.
Oh, really?
I have got an inspiration though from Berserk, Attack on Titan, and Tokyo
Mm,
Ghoul. These are the main three. So it's like you could say Tomahawk Angel is a combination of all those. And I have definitely gotten inspired by other manga too, like One Punch Man. But it's mostly
yeah.
the art style that has inspired
Yeah.
me.
I heavily think your art style and your art is actually on par with, and if not, sometimes then my camera goes. Just switch it to just switch it to
Oh,
the wide camera. Sorry.
You want to
Um,
fix one?
yeah, I'll fix it in a second.
Okay.
But I was saying that like the art style is so up there, especially you know how there's the One Punch artist arts are also like so good,
I'm
and I
not at
think
that level.
you're there, and yeah, no, no, no,
I
no,
don't know,
you are
man, because
way.
I'm
No,
reading it
yeah, I'm
and I'm
seeing these
thinking,
pages.
am I
and
am I reading a manga or am I actually watching the anime? Because
Yeah,
like it feels
it's
like a
really
studio
good.
did that whole thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's crazy, bro. Like
Like,
the time and effort.
I was saying for the character profile, how do you plan that? So do you like study any characters beforehand, or how long does it take for you to create a character? Like, do you draw them for a while beforehand, understanding their personality? Do you give them like a character profile, like with the like attributes and whatnot before you start it, or how does that work?
Not really. I do that for the main character. So Valerie was had a few character designs, but everyone else, well, except for the second main character, you could say Goshiro. Those two had a few character designs, but literally every other character was I drew them for the first time on the page of the manga.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. Just to like just think of it from your mind and just do it.
Yeah, exactly. But because I think the first thing you think of is usually the best, you know. But I try to
That's
be more
true.
careful with the main character. I didn't want to be bad.
Do you have
Yeah.
to ever worry about heights? Because I know sometimes there's like height problems when they try to make an anime. Do you ever worry about like height differences? Or is it just easy to do that?
Yeah, I try to be mindful of the height of the characters. It's it's a bit strange when everybody is at the same height. So yeah, I definitely pay attention to that. You know, it makes it more realistic.
Yeah, that's true. And then I mean, there's ginormous monsters, so
Yeah.
you the scale's not it doesn't matter too much.
I had a question though. What is like manga style of drawing your favorite?
You, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Fair enough. Like before that, you were saying you were doing like oil paintings and stuff. Is that like completely different to manga? Like the way you go at it, the way you do it, everything is like the way you think when you're doing it. Is it completely different?
Basically the same principles apply. It's the same kind of techniques, but the tools and are different, you know. So there are definitely differences. It's definitely a slower process, but um, it's the same fundamentals. You know, you apply those to pretty much everything. The tools don't really matter.
I see. I see. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. With other art styles, what would be your second favorite after manga?
Oof. I don't know. It's I don't really have other art styles. It's there are other mediums that I enjoy.
Yep.
For example, painting with brushes and all that. I enjoy painting Warhammer miniatures.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. That's a hobby I picked up recently, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I've
yeah,
seen I've seen people around me like play
mhm.
Warhammer, and like the whole character design thing's so cool. I never actually played it myself, but there's this spot near me where it's always busy with people. Like they have like wars going on and stuff, and I think they must be having the most epic time. Like it must be crazy.
Oh
Like, do you
yeah,
ever
I'm
do
building
things with
my
other people?
army right now.
Fair enough.
I haven't. Yes, yeah. I gotta have a hobby, you know.
Yeah, no. I mean, you got one solid one right now, which is like art itself. I feel like I don't know. I was just thinking about it not long ago. Like I reckon art might be probably one of the best like hobbies you can have, other like non-physical like as sports or whatever. I feel like art's the most solid thing. Like it's creative. It gives you like a space to, put out what you feel, and without doing anything that's actually bad for you. Don't you reckon?
Yeah. The downside is that it takes a lot of time. Sometimes. So most of the times. So you tend to sit a lot on your chair.
Yeah.
And that's not really great for your back, your health, and all that. So
Yeah.
you have to accompany that with some exercise. I mean, daily
Yeah.
exercise, you know, because
Mhm.
it can really take a toll on you. And if you start to experiencing problems with your health, then it's pretty
Yeah.
much game over, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, I'm really big into fitness myself. I'm very big on gym and all sorts of sports I try to get into. So, like, I want to hear from you for yourself. Like, considering you were just talking about the whole keeping healthy while you do, what do you do to make sure you don't get negatively affected by the whole thing?
Uh, so I play a lot of VR, and believe it
Whoa.
or not,
Okay.
there's a game that makes me sweat every time. Like literally every time I play, I have to take a shower because I'm dripping with sweat.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
called Blast On. It's you avoid
Blast
bullets
on.
in slow motion and you try to defeat your opponent.
Wait,
No, it's that game.
Blast One? Is it like a white background and everyone's red?
Oh no, that's super hot. It's called Blast
Oh, I
On.
thought I
Different
had
one.
it. I
Blast
thought I
On.
had it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna search up right now. Yeah.
But yeah, VR is for my cardio, and the rest is just regular workout. You know, I don't go to the gym. I stopped going to the gym because I work out at home. And
Yeah.
you know, just regular push-ups, some pull-ups on the bar, and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I'm just checking out Blast On right now. That looks pretty cool. So, oh man,
Yeah, not
oh,
many
that's mad.
people play it, and that makes me
Yeah.
really sad because I'm waiting for a long time to find an opponent, and sometimes it's
Mm.
I just log off about without playing a match. But yeah,
Oh
I hope
wow.
more people start playing it. It's a really awesome game. It's free too.
Free
Oh,
as
fair,
well.
free. That's
Yes,
fair.
man. Hop on Blast On for real. Like, I mean,
Yeah, instance.
I never got an actual VR set myself. I don't know. I feel like I'd use it for like a week and then kind of hop off. If I was to get a VR, what do you reckon I get? Like, what games do I play?
Well, you definitely go for Quest 3, and well,
Mm.
Blast On is just will make you sweat like crazy. But there are other cool games, free games, like Gorilla Tag. Oh, one really awesome that I
Oh,
played
Gorilla
recently.
Tag's funny.
I finished the whole campaign in 2 or 3 days. It's Underdogs. You're in a huge mech suit.
Underdogs.
Huge gorilla mech suit, and you smash robots to bits.
Damn, that
Yes.
sounds like in
Yeah.
VR as well. That
Yeah,
must be
that must be
fun.
cool. That's sick.
That's the ideal lifestyle we all want. Yeah.
Any other hobbies that you like to do outside of drawing, or I mean, like artwork
And
and
the
whatnot,
Warhammer thing.
and Warhammer outside of Warhammer?
I'd like to do some cycling. I don't have a bike, but that's something I would like to do. I have a mountain next to my house, so maybe I'll go with my best friend there and do some cycling. You know.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm big on cycling as well. I can't lie. I ride my bike almost every day. I recommend you have to get a bike, bro. It's. I don't know. I feel like it changed things for me, man. Plus, it saves money on fuel. So
That's true.
yeah, you can get around stuff. I actually, I never, I don't know why I don't know this, but where are you from?
How do you not know?
I don't know.
I'm
I
from
know
Greece.
this, but
Yeah,
it's for people that don't know.
Sorry, was it Greece?
Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
I was just about to ask, how was Athens Con? Because you went to that at the time when we were gonna record, so it caused a bit of issues. But how was it for you? Was it fun? How was it like seeing your fans in real life and people that have seen the manga?
Yeah, it was something completely new to me. I wasn't expecting so many people to show up. It was a bit sad because the books, uh, uh, all the books got picked up, and many people, we had to say that the books sold out. I'm sorry, there is nothing for you to get
Really?
except posters.
Sad, but it's a good
Uh,
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will be attending Comic Con at Thessaloniki. It's another big convention there. It's gonna happen on May 17th to 19th, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be there.
What was like the first thing that blew up for you, or the first way that you started gaining like a following or fans that actually supported what you're doing? What was it? Was it like just like you posting your progress of the thing, or is it all the previous stuff you did beforehand before making Tomahawk Angel?
So I haven't really shown much of my previous work, mostly because I knew that it was not gonna be something big. So I just focused solely on Tomahawk Angel, and I've been uploading reels on Instagram, so that really helped. It's a really good
Wow.
way to build up following, and yeah, it's just been that and the book going releasing, and I don't know, it just kept growing. I don't know how it really works, but what I'm doing now is working, so yeah, I will just keep doing it. No reason to change really.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fair. In the future, like, how long do you see yourself like making things for Tomahawk Angel? Do you think you would start something else as well at the same time, or how long do you think until you think of finishing it, or is it just you're just gonna go off whim and like whatever happens happens?
I'm planning to create, like, I have in me 30 volumes, so I'm gonna aim for that.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure how I'm gonna feel at the end of the 30 volumes point. So I don't know. It's like predicting the future. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. It's we will see. But I'm definitely going for those 30 volumes for Tomahawk Angel. If
Do you believe?
if it if it keeps going, I will keep going.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was gonna say, like, do you believe that you can get to the main, like, can you really finish the story in 30 volumes? Do you believe that's enough, or do you think it needs a bit more with the way you're thinking?
I believe the story will finish before that, but I have plans to extend it. I have interesting thoughts for what will happen after the climax. So I can make that into a huge story. It's like
Yeah.
a main event that will happen around volume 15 or something. But I can keep going beyond that. I have plans to do stuff beyond that.
Damn. Do you think it'd be better for you to make that a spin-off series, or not a spin-off, but as in like a separate series on its own with a new name, but in the same like world, or would you prefer to keep it as the main thing, Tomahawk Angel, same, like, just keep going with it?
I would like to keep it as the same thing. But we will see. But yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Well, Fez, I do have a main question that we brought up before recording. How long did it take for you to get that background to look that good?
Oh man. It took like a few months, especially the cloud.
Wow.
The cloud was I
Yeah.
burned myself many times with the hot glue. It's a
Oh, wow.
nightmare, but it looks like a
Damn, I was
dream
gonna
when
ask, did you do it
when it's
yourself?
done.
Everything?
Yeah. I painted the room. I created the clouds and all that.
That's so
Wow.
sick. Did it cost a lot, or was it like
It was
is it reasonable? Is it doable?
Yeah, it's doable. Yeah, you just have to buy the necessary um materials. It's not that expensive. It's yeah, it's doable. You can do it on the budget, basically. The thing is, the smaller the room, the better.
Ah,
Yeah,
true,
fair enough,
true.
fair
Yeah,
enough. I
Yes,
guess
yeah,
in
yeah,
the end, it's
yeah.
more about commitment. How much you committed to making your room look crazy
That's
good.
true.
Yeah, and how much can you
yeah. I mean,
spend
you
on
have a crazy
electricity bills?
studio, and if you you're gonna spend a lot of time working in there,
That's
then
true.
it better inspire you and look good.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Exactly.
you're
And
right, you're
thank you.
right.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it took
I
like it
appreciate
takes
that as well.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it takes
like,
time. You have to plan to make it
yeah.
look good and all that.
And
So same thing.
yeah, like you were saying, like if we are gonna be spending a lot of time here, as we do
Yeah.
always every week, we
Yeah.
might as well have a spot that we're gonna be proud of. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Yeah,
understand why your
exactly. Yeah,
background's looking as sleek as it is.
Do you have any
yeah.
plans to or have you been to Japan at all? And do you have any plans to like do any like Comic Cons or anything outside of Greece or yeah.
I've been to the Athens Con in Kuwait
Oh, really? Oh,
recently.
Kuwait.
Uh, yeah, the next one is also in Greece. But yeah, I have not been to Japan. Maybe someday I will go. But there are no plans right now. But I really want to go.
Yeah. Do you know any Japanese as of now? Like, have you wanted to practice any, or is it just
Oh
still you're
yeah,
waiting till you
I've
move?
been practicing. Yeah, I really want to learn Japanese. I've been going to classes. But I stopped because of all the traveling and stuff. But it's really something that I will do someday. But not. I don't have the time to practice right now.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's
Like
it's not hard actually. So it's something that I will definitely get onto when I have the time.
no, for
Yeah.
sure. Like it's not hard. It just takes time because like we've been studying Japanese for a bit now, and it's like learning the alphabet's not too hard, and the grammar's not too hard. It's just the kanji. You just have there's a lot to memorize because it's just vocabulary. But the more you do it, the better it gets. I have a question with the story for before you created it or before you started actually drawing. Uh, how much of the main story did you have in your head, and like how long did it take to come up with it? Was it something you just thought of overnight, or was it like a what instigated the whole thing about Tomahawk Angel before you started?
Oh, that's a great question, actually. What I'm thinking for the ending and for the plot now is basically completely different from what I was thinking when I started. So, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but that later completely changed. Like, there's probably less than 1% of what I initially was thinking for the story in the beginning. Um,
Oh wow.
it So it's Tomahawk Angel was supposed to be a story about hell and heaven. Like that
Oh
was the
really?
idea at first, and now it's completely different. It's something else.
Wow. So what was the first thing that like instigated that thought? Was it like just thinking randomly? Was it a dream or something, or you know?
Um, I don't know. It was something that I just thought on a whim. It was just a random idea, something that I thought I would like to see. Uh, but later I decided to include monsters and make it a sci-fi story instead of a fantasy one. Um,
Mm.
so I started with the scene with the girl being chased by a monster, and then I just branched out from there. So it led to all
Wow.
this crazy stuff, uh, which we haven't really seen yet, but it will get crazy.
That we will hopefully. How much of the manga online has yet to be produced in volumes? So you said you plan to have around 30 volumes. So far, there's two hard copies, I believe. How much like up to in the manga? What's it up to now in terms of volumes? You would say.
We're at volume 6. I have drawn the pages for 6 volumes. And the
Okay.
volumes are thicker than the regular manga, so usually you'd see like 180 to 220 pages on the manga. But Tomahawk Angel is at 256. So every volume is gonna be
Wow.
like that.
Oh wow! So
So
you
it's,
plan each volume
We
to
have
be that
6
size?
volumes, but they're thicker.
Okay. Wow. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of EasyCast. Make sure, if it's not available on Amazon, when it's available on Amazon, buy Tomahawk Angel and also read it online on Dark Horse Comics. Yeah, thank you for joining so much. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be doing another episode.
Yep, one that doesn't have as many issues. We apologize. There were a couple technical issues throughout this podcast. that you probably
Ibrahim,
won't, see, but
Eddie, thank you for having me.
no
Thank
problem,
you so
man.
much.
No
Thank
problem,
you so
man.
much. I appreciate you coming on,
Yeah.
and we'll do this again. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
Definitely.
very much.
Awesome.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye bye.